Hey, good dudes and genuine followers. Genuine followers and constructive critics. At the outset, I wish you and your beloved a safe journey in 2021 too, in spite of the second corona wave sweeping India with high mortality rates, besides other natural calamities. Third wave is also on the move. It has already started. Okay, it is social activist and good-hearted teacher Professor S. Suresh back with us for my 148th video. It is in pipeline for publication on YouTube today, 16th July 2021, Friday. The topic for today is power of social media in space age, also known as 21st century. Social media are interactive technologies that allow the creation or sharing, exchange of ideas, career interests, and other forms of expression via virtual communities and networks. While challenges to the definition of social media arise due to the broad variety of standalone and built-in social media services currently available, there are some common features. Social media interactive web 2.0 internet-based applications, user-generated content such as comments, digital photos or videos and data generated through all online interactions is life blood of social media. Users create service-specific profiles for the website or apps that are designed and maintained by the social media organization. Social media helps the development of online social networks by connecting a user's profile with those of other individuals or groups. Users usually access services via web-based applications. Apps are apps. Web-based apps on desktops and laptops are download services that offer social media functionality to their mobile devices like smartphones and tablets. As users engage in electronic services, they create highly interactive platforms through which individuals, communities, and organizations can share, co-create, discuss, participate, and modify user-generated content or self-curated content posts. Additionally, social media are used to document memories, learn about and explore things, advertise oneself, and form friendships, along with the growth of ideas from the creation of blogs, weblogs, podcasts, videos, and gaming sites. This changing relationship between human and technology is a focus field of techno self-study. Some of the most popular social media websites with over 100 million registered users include Facebook and its associated Facebook Messenger. Now, WhatsApp is also managed by, administered by Facebook only. TikTok, WeChat, Instagram, Qzone, Weibo, Baidu, Taiba, and LinkedIn. Depending on interpretation, other popular platforms that are sometimes referred to as social media services include YouTube, QQ, Quora, Telegram, WhatsApp, Line, Snapchat, Pinterest, Viber, Reddit, Discord, VK, Microsoft Teams, and more. The examples of collaborative content creation. Social media outlets differ from traditional media. Example, print magazines and newspapers and TV and radio broadcasting. That is also media. This is virtual media. People live in a virtual world, including quality, reach, frequency, usability, immediacy, and permanence. Additionally, social media outlets operate in a dialogic transmission system, that is, many sources to many receivers, while traditional media outlets operate under a monologic transmission model system. That is, one source. For instance, a newspaper is delivered to many subscribers and the radio station broadcasts the same programs to an entire city. Since the dramatic expansion of the internet, digital media, digital rhetoric can be used to represent or identify a culture. Studying how a rhetoric that exists in the digital environment has become a crucial new process for many scholars. Observers have noted a wide range of positive and negative impacts of social media use. Social media can help to improve an individual sense of connectedness with real or online communities and can be an effective communication and marketing tool for corporations, entrepreneurs, non-profit organizations, advocacy groups, political parties, and governments. Observers have also seen that there has been a rise in social movements using social media as a tool for communicating and organizing in times of political unrest. An important feature of social media is digital media data compression due to the impracticability and bandwidth requirements of uncompressed media. The most important compression algorithm is discrete cosine transform (DCT), the lossy compression technique that was first proposed by Nasir Ahmed in 1972. DCT-based compression standards include the H.26x PEG, motion picture enhanced graphics video coding standards introduced from 1988 onwards, and the JPEG, image compression standard 60 degrees. Launched in 1997, is often regarded as the first social media site. Introduced in 1992, JPEG was largely responsible for the proliferation of digital images and digital photos which live social media, and the MPEG standard did the same for digital video content on social media. JPEG image format is used more than 1 billion times on social networks every day as of 2014. The development of social simple platforms. GeoCities was the first, one of the earliest social networking services launched in November 1994, followed by Classmates.com in December 1995 and 6degrees.com in May 1997. Unlike instant messaging clients, example ICQ and AOS, America Online, AIM are chat clients, example are IRC, iChat, Chat Television. 6 Degrees was the first online business that was created for real people using their real names. As such, according to CBS News, 6 Degrees is widely considered to be the very first social networking site, as it included profiles, friends lists, and school affiliations that could be used by registered users. From 2015 shows that the world spent 22% of their online time on social networks, thus suggesting the popularity of social media platforms. It is speculated that the increase in social media's popularity is due to the widespread daily use of smartphones. Smartphones, all these so-called small devices have made the people dumb and dumber. In 2019, people get addicted also. In 2019, Merriam-Webster defined social media as forms of electronic communication, such as websites for social networking and microblogging, weblog, through which users create online communities to share information, ideas, personal images, and other content, such as videos. While the variety of evolving standalone social media services makes it excellent, challenging to define them, marketing and social media experts broadly agree that social media includes the following 13 types of social media: blogs, weblogs, collaborative project management, enterprise social networking, business networks, forums, microblogs, photo sharing, products, services reviews, social bookworking, social gaming, social networks, video sharing, and virtual worlds. Refer to the use of social media on mobile devices such as smartphones and tablet computers. Mobile social media are a useful application of mobile marketing business because the creation, exchange, and circulation of user-generated content can assist companies with marketing research, communication, and relationship development. Mobile social others because they incorporate the current location of the user. Location sensitivity are the time delay between sending and receiving messages, time sensitivity. According to Andreas Kaplan, mobile social media applications can be differentiated among 4 types: space timers, location and time sensitive exchange of messages with relevance mostly for one specific location at one specific point of time. Example, percentage of social media users who are from this demographic. Evidence of complex contagion of information in social media. An experiment using Twitter bots Facebook places, WhatsApp, Foursquare, space locators, only location sensitive, exchange of messages with relevance for one specific location is tagged to a certain place and read later by others. Example, help, Swipe, Tumblr, Fishbrain. Quick timers, only time sensitive transfer of traditional social media mobile apps to increase immediacy. Example, posting on Twitter or sharing on Facebook. Walls, so-called walls. So short timers, neither location or time sensitive transfer of traditional social media applications to mobile devices. Example, watching a YouTube video or reading, editing a Wikipedia article. Some social media sites have the potential for content spread virally over social networks. Putnam is an analogy to the concept of viral infections, which can spread rapidly from individual to individual in a social media context. Content or websites that are viral, which go viral, are those likelihood that users will reshare content posted by another user to the social network, leading to further sharing. This is happening in WhatsApp and all. In some cases, posts containing popular content or fast-breaking news have been rapidly shared and reshared by a huge number of users. When they do that, it is very tough to find out who started it. Initiator, originator. Okay, businesses have a particular interest in viral marketing tactics because a viral campaign can achieve widespread advertising coverage. Particularly, the viral reposting itself makes the news for a fraction of the cost of traditional marketing campaign, which typically uses printed materials like newspapers, magazines, mailings, and billboards, and television and radio. Now there is a kind of war going on between Indian government and all these social media platforms as regards this privacy and all that. Encrypted messages. Okay, government wants to know, wants to have access to who started it, who is spreading it. And okay, non-profit and activists. They have similar interest in posting content on social media sites with the aim of it going viral. Many social media sites provide specific functionality to help users reshare, also known as reblogging content such as Twitter's retweet button, Pinterest's pin function, share option, or Tumblr's reblogger function. Resharing, or in this case retweeting, is an especially popular component and feature of Twitter, allowing its users to keep up with important events and stay connected with their peers, as well as contributing in various ways through social media. When certain posts become popular, they start to get retweeted over and over again, becoming viral. Hashtags can be used in tweets and can also be used to take count of how many people have used that hashtag. Bots are automated programs that operate on the internet, which have grown in demand due to their ability to automate many communication tasks, leading to the creation of a new industry of bot providers. Bots, okay. Chatbots and social media platforms, cyborgs, either bot-assisted humans or human-assisted bots, are used for a number of different purposes, both legitimate and illegitimate, from spreading fake news or creating marketing buzz. A common legitimate using automated programs to post on social media at a specific time. According to a survey conducted by Pew Research in 2018, Facebook and YouTube dominated the social media landscape as notable majorities of US adults use each of these sites. Governments may use social media to, for example, to inform their opinions to public, foster citizen participation, further open government, analyze, monitor public opinion activities, educate the public about risks and public health. Social media has been used extensively in civil and investigations. It has also been used to assist in searches for missing persons. Police departments often make use of official social media accounts to engage with the public, publicize police activity, and burnish law enforcement's image. Conversely, video footage of citizen documented police brutality and other misconduct has sometimes been posted to social media. You know the, what is that? I Can't Breathe in US. A black was killed by 3 white police cops by choking him to death. Okay, in the US Immigration and Customs Enforcement identifies and track individuals via social media and also has apprehended some via social media. Yeah, Black Lives Matter. That is a hashtag. That was a hashtag. Okay, in US, some people via social media based sting operations. Me too. In India, as social media have gained momentum among the younger generations, governments began using it to improve their image, especially among the youth. Marketplace actors can use social media tools for marketing, research, communication, sales, promotion, discounts, internal employee learning, organizational development, relationship development, loyalty programs, and e-commerce. Often, social media can become a good source of information or explanation of industry trends for a business to embrace change. Trends in social media technology are rapidly, making it crucial for businesses to have a set of guidelines that can apply to many social media platforms. Companies are increasingly using social media monitoring tools to monitor, track, and analyze online conversations about the brand or products or about related topics of interest. This can prove useful in public relations, management, and advertising, campaign tracking, allowing analysts to measure return on investment, media ad spending, competitor auditing, and for public engagement. Tools range from free basic applications to subscription-based, more in-depth tools. Financial industries utilize the power of social media as a tool for analyzing the sentiment of financial markets. These range from a marketing of financial products, gaining insights into market sentiment, future market predictions, and as a tool to identify social media become effective through a process called building social authority. One of the foundation concepts in social media has become that one cannot completely control one's message through social media. One can simply begin to participate in the conversation, expecting that one can achieve a significant influence in that conversation. Social media marketing is use of social media platforms and websites to promote a product or service and also to establish a connection with its customers. Social media marketing has increased due to the growing active user rate. For example, Facebook has 2.2 billion users, Twitter has 330 million users, active users, and Instagram has 800 million users. This is a whole figure actually. Similar to traditional advertising, all of social media marketing can be divided into 3 types: paid media, earned media, owned media. Owned, not owned. Okay, social media is often referred to as influencers have been employed by marketers to promote products online, like brand ambassadors, for the products. Social media have a range of users in political process and activities. Social media have been championed as allowing anyone with access to an internet connection to become a content creator and as empowering users. The role of social media in democratizing media participation, which proponents herald as ushering in a new era of participatory democracy, with all users able to contribute news and contents may fall short of the ideals, given that many often follow like-minded individuals as noted by Philip Bond and Jeff Lewis. Online media audience members are largely passive consumers. Creation is dominated by a small number of users who post comments and write new content. Online engagement does not always translate into real-world action, and Howard Bush and Streets have argued that there is a digital divide in North America because of the continent's history, culture, and geography. Younger generations are becoming more involved in politics due to the increase in political news posted on social media. Political campaigns are targeting millennials online via social media posts in hope that they will increase their political engagement. Social media was influential in the widespread attention given to the revolutionary outbreaks in the Middle East and North Africa during the Tunisian Revolution in 2011. People used Facebook to organize meetings and protests. However, debate about the extent to which social media facilitated this kind of political change. Media footprints of candidates for political office have grown during the last decade. The 2016 United States presidential election provided good examples. Downokos et al. Noted that Twitter used by candidates was unprecedented during the election cycle. Most candidates in the United States have a Twitter account. The public has also increased the reliance on social media sites for political information. In the European Union, social media have amplified political messages. Militant groups have begun to see social media as a major organizing and recruiting tool. The Islamic State of Iraq and Syria and the Levant, also known as ISIL, ISIS, and Daesh, has used social media to promote its cause. In 2014, all eyes on ISIS went viral. Islamic State of Iraq and Syria. In 2014, all eyes on ISIS went viral on Arabic Twitter. ISIS produced an online magazine named the Islamic State Report to recruit more fighters. State-sponsored cyber groups have weaponized social media platforms to attack governments in the United States, the European nation, and the Middle East. Although phishing attacks via email are the most commonly used tactic in to breach government networks, phishing attacks on social media, phishing with a P, rose 500% in 2016. Increasing political influence on social media saw several campaigns running from one political side against another. Often, foreign originated social media campaigns have sought to influence political opinion in another country. For example, a Twitter campaign running thousands of tweets about Hillary Clinton's trending on hashtag Hillary emails by supporters of Mohammed bin Salman. It also involved Riyadh's social marketing firm SMAAT, SMAAT, which had a history of running such campaigns on Twitter. Politicians themselves use social media to their advantage and to spread their campaign messages. And due to the growing abuse of human rights in Bahrain, activists have used social media to report acts of violence and injustice. They publish the brutality of government authorities and police who are detaining, torturing, and threatening many individuals. On the other hand, Bahrain's government was using social media to track and target rights activists and individuals who are critical of the authorities. The government has stripped citizens from over as punishment. Some employees examine job applicants social media profiles as part of the hiring assessment. This issue raises many ethical questions that some consider an employer's right and others consider discrimination. Many Western European countries have already implemented laws that restrict the regulation of social media in the workplace. States including Arkansas, California, Colorado, Illinois, Maryland, Michigan, Nevada, New Jersey, New Mexico, Utah, Washington, and Wisconsin have passed legislation that protects potential employees and current employees from employers that demand that they provide their usernames and their passwords to social media accounts. Use of social media by young people has caused significant problems for some applicants who are active on social media when they try to enter the job market. A survey of 17,000 young people in 6 countries in 2013 found that 1 in 10 people aged 16 to 14 have been rejected for a job because of online comments they made on social media websites. For using social media publicly may alter shape patterns of deception in resumes. In some developed countries, social media accounts are accessed for immigration or employment or for higher studies. Even before finalizing marriages, social media accounts are analyzed in depth. The use of social media in science communications offers extensive opportunities for exchanging scientific information, ideas, opinions, and scientists use social media to share their scientific knowledge and new findings on platforms such as ResearchGate, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, and academia.edu. Among these, the most common type of social media the scientists use is Twitter and blogs. It has been found that Twitter increases scientific impact in the community. The use of social media has improved and elevated the interaction between scientists, reporters, and the public. Over 495,000 opinions were shared on Twitter related to science in 1 year, between September 1, 2010 and August 31, 2011, which was an increase compared with the past year. Science-related blogs motivate public interest in learning, following, and discussing science. Blogs use textual depth and graphic videos that provide the reader with a dynamic way to interact with information. Both Twitter and blogs can be written quickly and allow the reader to interact in real time with the authors. However, the popularity of social media platforms changes quickly, and scientists need to keep pace with changes in social media. In terms of organized uses of scientific social media, one study in the context of climate change has shown that climate scientists and scientific institutions played a minimal role in online debate, while non-governmental organizations played a larger role. Signals from social media are used to assess academic publications as well as different scientific approaches. Another study found that most of the students acquiring academic materials from others through social media. It is not only an issue in the workplace, but an issue in post-secondary school admissions as well. There have been situations where students have been forced to give up the social media passwords to school administrators. There are inadequate laws to protect students' social media privacy, and organizations such as the ACL for more privacy protection, as it is an invasion of privacy. They urge students who are pressured to give up their account information to tell the administrators to contact a parent or lawyer before they take the matter any further. Although they are students, they still have the right to keep their password protected information private. Social media comments and images are being used in a range of cases, including employment law, the child custody, child support, and insurance disability claims. Courts do not always admit social media evidence because it can be manipulated. In part because screenshots can be faked or tampered with. Judges are taking emojis into account to assess the on social media. In one Michigan case where a person alleged that another person had defamed them in an online comment, the judge disagreed, noting that there was an emoji after the comment which indicated that it was a joke. So putting an emoji changes this thing. It's so easy. In the United States, 81% of users look online news for news of the weather first and foremost. The percentage seeking national news at 73%, 52% for sports news, and 41% for entertainment or celebrity news. Social media are used to fulfill perceived social needs such as socializing with friends and family as well as romance and flirting, but can be fulfilled by social media. The term social media, stalking or creeping are being popularized over the years, and this refers to looking at the person's timeline, status updates, tweets, and online bios to find information about them and their activities. While social media creeping is common, it is considered to be poor form to admit to a new acquaintance or new date that your is or has social media posts, particularly older posts, as this will indicate that you are going through their whole history. The subcategory of creeping is creeping ex-partner social media posts after a breakup to investigate if there is a new partner or new dating. This can lead to preoccupation with the ex, rumination, and negative feelings, all of which postpone recovery and increase feelings of loss. Catfishing has become more prevalent since the advent of social media. Relationships formed with catfish can lead to actions such as supporting them with money, and catfish will typically make excuses as to why they cannot meet up or be viewed on camera. The more time people spend on Facebook, satisfied they feel about their life. Self-presentation theory explains that people will consciously manage the self-image or identity-related information in social contexts. In fact, a critical aspect of social networking sites is the time invested in customizing their personal profile and encourages a sort of social currency based on likes and comments. Users also tend to segment their audiences based on the image they want to present pseudonymity, and use of multiple accounts across the same platform remain popular ways to negotiate platform expectations and audiences. However, users may feel pressure to gain their peers' acceptance of their self-presentation. Teenage girls compare themselves to their peers, social media, and present themselves in certain ways in an effort to gain regard and acceptance. However, when users do not feel like they reach this regard and acceptance, this can actually lead to problems with the self-confidence and self-satisfaction. I hate this selfie. Actually. A nationally representative survey, selfie, a nationally representative survey of American teens ages 13 to 17 by Common Sense Media found that 45% said getting likes or posts is at least somewhat important, and 26% at least somewhat agree bad about themselves if nobody comments or likes or their photos. It's a very bad culture. Going for likes, dislikes, posting obscene photos. Some evidence suggests that perceived rejection may lead to feeling emotional pain, and some may partake in online retaliation, such as, and then say they abuse me, whatever. They are paving the way. Online bullying. Conversely, according to research from UCLA, University Campaign, okay, users' reward circuits in their brains are more active, their own photos are liked by more peers. Literature suggests that social media can give feedback loop of viewing and uploading photos, self-comparison, and feelings of disappointment when perceived social success is not achieved. Social success, likes, you get more likes, then you are socially successful. And disordered body perception. In fact, one study shows that the microblogging platform is directly associated with the disordered dieting behavior, indicating that for those who frequently look at exercise or dieting pins, there is greater chance that they will engage in extreme weight loss and dieting behavior. Social media can also function as a supportive system for adolescents' health, because by using social media, adolescents are able to mobilize around health issues that they themselves deem relevant. News media and television journalism are key features in the shaping of American collective memory for much of the 20th century. As social media networking becomes more popular among older and younger generation, sites such as Facebook and YouTube gradually undermine the traditionally authoritative voices of news media. Social media sometimes involves negative interactions between users. Angry or emotional conversations can lead to real-world interactions, which can get users into dangerous situations. People become psychos. Some users have experienced threats of violence online and are feared these threats manifesting themselves offline too. Related issues include cyberbullying, online harassment, and trolling. According to cyberbullying statistics from the iSafe Foundation, over half of adolescents and teens have been bullied online, and about cyberbullying. Both the bully and the victim are negatively affected, and the intensity, duration, and frequency of bullying are the main three aspects that increase the negative effects on both of them. That is currently commonly studied that with social media is the issue of social comparison. Why do you compare with others? Be yourself. People compare their own lives to the lives of their friends through their friends' posts, because people are motivated to portray themselves in a way that is appropriate and serves their best interests. Often the things posted online are the positive aspects of people's lives, making other people question why their lives are not as exciting and fulfilling. One study in 2017 found that problematic social media use, that is feeling addicted to social media. People don't even sleep properly, was related to lower life satisfaction and self-esteem scores. The authors speculate that users may feel if their life is not exciting enough to put online, it is not as good as our friends or family. Studies have shown that self-comparison on social media can have dire effects on physical and mental health because they give us the ability to approval and compare ourselves. In one study, women reported that social media are the most influential sources of the body image satisfaction, while men reported them as a second factor. Social media has allowed for people to be constantly surrounded and aware of celebrity images and influencers who hold strong online presence with the number of followers they have. This constant online presence has meant that people are far more aware of what others look like, and as such, body comparisons have become an issue as people are far more aware of what the desired body type is. Six pack bars study produced by King University showed that 87% of women and 65% of men images found on social media. There are efforts to combat these negative effects, such as the use of the tag found Instagram versus reality and found Instagram versus real life that have been used to promote body positivity. What is body positivity? What do you mean by? Okay, in a related study, 18 to 30 was shown posts using this hashtag contain side-by-side images of women in the same clothes and setting, but one image was enhanced by Instagram, while the other was an unedited, realistic version. Women who participated in this experiment noted a decrease in body dissatisfaction. It's all psychological. According to a study released in 2017 by researchers from University of Pittsburgh, the link between sleep disturbance and the use of social media was clear. It concluded that blue light had a part to play, and how often they logged on rather than time spent on social media sites was a higher predictor of disturbed sleep, suggesting an obsessive checking the strong relationship of social media use and sleep disturbance as the people don't even sleep properly. That's what I'm saying. They become psychos because of this addiction. Has significant clinical ramifications for health and well-being. What is the necessity to keep the cell phone on while you are sleeping? One studied emotional effect of social media is Facebook depression, which is a type of depression that affects adolescents who spend too much of their free time engaging with social media sites. This may lead to problems such as reclusiveness, which can negatively damage one's health by creating feelings of loneliness and low self-esteem among young people. You get one gray hair, that's a big thing. Well, it's an hair. In Tamil, we'll say Mayur. Okay. The second emotional effect is social media burnout, which is defined by Bohan as ambivalence, emotional exhaustion, and depersonalization. Ambivalence refers to a user's confusion about the benefits she can get from using a social media site. Emotional exhaustion refers to the stress a user has when using a social media site. Depersonalization refers to the emotional detachment from a social media site. The user experiences. The three burnout factors can all negatively influence the user's social media continuance. The study provides an instrument to measure the burnout a user has an experience when his or her social media friends start generating. One should have real friends generating an overwhelming amount of useless. The third emotional effect is the use of is the fear of missing out. FOMO. This is defined as a pervasive apprehension that others might be having rewarding experiences from which one is absent. FOMO has been classified by some as a form of social anxiety. It is associated with checking updates on friends' activities on social media. Some speculate that checking updates on friends' activities on social media may be associated with the negative influences on people's psychological health and well-being because it could contribute to negative mood, and depressed people. Social media can sometimes have a supportive effect on individuals who use it. Twitter has been used more by the medical community, while Twitter can facilitate academic discussion among health professionals and students. It can also provide a supportive community for these individuals by fostering a sense of community and allowing individuals to support each other through tweets, likes, and comments. The digital divide is a measure of disparity in the level of access to technology between households, socioeconomic levels, other demographic categories. People who are homeless, living in poverty, elderly people, and rural and remote communities may have little or no access to computers and the internet. In contrast, middle class and upper class people in urban areas have very high rates of computer. This means that these marginalized people are not able to use social media tools to find information, jobs, housing, and other necessities, and internet access. This is a genuine problem encountered in online education too. People are not able to attend online classes because they do not have these gadgets and internet connectivity and all that. Internet connectivity is a problem even in urban areas. I don't need to elaborate the problems that rural areas and suburban areas. Electricity. Other models argue that within a modern information society, some individuals produce internet content while others only consume it, which could be a result of disparities in the education system where only some teachers integrate technology into the classroom and teach critical thinking. While social media has differences among age groups, the majority of Americans at least occasionally receive news from social media. Because of algorithms on social media which filter and display news content which are likely to match the user's political preferences, the potential impact of receiving news from social media includes political polarization due to selective exposure. Political polarization refers to when the individual's stance on a topic is more likely to be strictly defined by their identification with a specific political party or ideology than on other factors. Selective exposure occurs when an individual favors information that supports their beliefs or avoids information that conflicts with their beliefs. Social media and media in general have the power to increase the scope of stereotypes, not only in children, but people of all ages. Social media has allowed for mass cultural exchange and communication. As different cultures have different value systems, cultural themes, grammar, and worldviews, they also communicate differently. The emergence of social media platforms have fused together different cultures and their communication methods, blending together various cultural thinking patterns and expression styles. Media has affected the way youth communicate by introducing new forms of language. Abbreviations have been introduced to cut down on the time it takes to respond online. Not only online, even SMS, no? SMS lingo they call it, emojis. The commonly known, one example, LOL has become globally recognized as abbreviation for laugh out loud, laughing out aloud, rolling out. Okay, thanks to social media. Students use these abbreviations in their answer sheets to ultimately lose marks, the exams. Another trend that influences the way youth communicate is through the use of hashtags. Social media has offered a new platform for peer pressure with both positive and negative communication. As it is, people are very weak in communication. All these abbreviations, the emojis is adding more fuel to the fire. Social media mining is a type of data mining, a technique of analyzing data to detect fraudness. Social media mining is a process of representation, analyzing and extracting actionable patterns from data collected from people's activities on social media. Ethical questions of the extent in which a company should be able to utilize a user's information may have been called big data. Users tend to click through terms of use agreements when signing up on social media platforms and they do not know how the information will be used by companies. This leads to questions of privacy and surveillance when user data is recorded. Some social media outlets have added capture time and geotagging that helps provide information about the context of the data as well as making the data more accurate. Social media content is social media interactions done by users through the site. There has always been a huge debate on the ownership of the content on social media platforms because it is generated by the users and hosted by the company. Added to this is the danger to the security of information which can be leaked to third parties with economic interest in the platform or parasites who come the data for their own databases. Privacy rights advocates warn users on social media about the collection of the some information is captured without the user's knowledge or consent for electronic tracking and third-party applications. Cookies. Yeah. Data may also be collected for law enforcement and government purposes by social media intelligence using data mining techniques. Data and information may also be collected for third-party use. People need to remember when information is shared on social media, that information can no longer be private. It becomes public. There is no point in griping later. You should exercise caution when you are using social media, even internet for that purpose. Don't reveal any real information on when you are using the net, social media, and all that. Fake. Even your ID should be a fake ID. Social media is used by terrorists besides black market store, which is illegal. Any coin or store site, social media usage also could have either positive or negative effects on individuals, companies, religious groups, political parties, etc. Social media usage cannot be stopped abruptly since everybody uses social media for some purpose or other. Proper governance of social media platforms is a must and rule should be universal. So there is a dire necessity for all nations to discuss and finalize these laws to rein social media platforms. There are plenty of loopholes which are exploited by the cheats, criminals, and thugs. Plug these loopholes and make the social media fruitful. Changes cannot be implemented overnight, but they can be implemented in phases. It is high time necessary actions to make this happen. Okay, debate, discussion on open-ended topics like this can go on forever. Anyway, let me pull the plug here. We'll meet again real soon with another interesting topic. Some of the statements used expressed are solely mine, based on limited knowledge gained over 6 decades of versatile experience. Always watch these videos with the closed captions, subtitles for absolute 100% comprehension as to my recommendation zillion times so far. I know I rushed through to complete the presentation within 20 minutes maximum. This time limit is self-imposed to reason the viewer's attention as of now. I am quite aware of the fact that I exceed this time limit. Sometimes I take double or even triple this time depending on the topic, since I make honest attempts to cover the selected topic more elaborately, including so many intricate fine details, referring a wide variety of sources in particular quite extensively besides articles and books published recently. Besides, of course, I sprinkle my own salt and pepper and season it with my personal experiences so far in my life and also in future. Stay at home as much as possible and maintain social distancing attributed to the pandemic, novel COVID-19, and prolong your lifespan. Lead a healthy life. God, also known as Supreme Power, is the one and only one who can put a stop to natural, unnatural, to be biowar and cyber war, events like pandemics and epidemics, which ultimately paves the way for the apocalypse and extinction of all sentient species on Earth for no fault of others. Rest in peace and harmony. Today, I must have taken about maybe 55 minutes. It's an estimate. I didn't time it really, honestly.